Hey guys, Brandon Woolum hanging out in the CCM Cafe, the new CCM Cafe with Josh Baldwin. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. So since the last time you were here, I think you've put out a couple albums at this point, but you have another new one coming out that we just announced this week.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about that and tell people how they're going to get the title track
right.
really, really soon.
Yeah, I'm excited. We try to put out one album a month. I'm just kidding. We don't. That would be a mistake. We have a new album come out and it's a live album, and which is fun because I have another live album, but it was one of those albums where it was live on the back end. Like, we just took worship moments from times I led worship and then pieced together an album. But in the moment, I didn't know that we were recording a live album, which is probably better in a lot of ways, a lot less pressure on you those nights and those mornings. But this was the first time I'd ever gone into a project and wanting it to be live and recording it live. And I think over the last year or so, I've been writing songs, and even though I'd released some albums, I think I had a handful of songs that were really kind of specifically for the church and worship, Sunday morning kind of worship, and it felt time to actually put out a live album and put all these songs on it. Some songs had been on other projects that I'd been a part of with Bethel Music and with Gateway Worship, and then one of them Passion recorded, but I'd never had my own versions, and so yeah, we went for it.
Yeah, so we just announced the first single.
Yeah.
It is going to be the title track. Maybe give the name of that and tell us what we can expect when we're finally going to hear that on January 12th.
Yeah, January 12th. Oh, I'm so excited. This song, it's called Made for More. It is the title track. And man, this song just kind of snuck up on us. I remember the day writing it, and the whole writing session just kind of started with that chorus that just says, "I wasn't made to be tending a grave." And that's kind of all we had. Yeah. But it sounded so cool, but we just where do we go from there? What does that mean? And then, is that a verse or is that a chorus? And anyway, it started to morph into this song that really just talks about our identity with the Lord. And the whole song is kind of this, I feel for me, when I sing it, I feel it's me just singing to myself and pepping myself up and reminding myself who the Lord is and me and who He's called me to be. And that's kind of the heart of the whole song, is to just remind us that we've been called by name. And the Lord, one of my favorite lines in it is, the cross of salvation was only the start. And I love that because, yes, what the Lord did on the cross and then His resurrection is the whole, it is finished, and now we can, but I think because of that, I like to look at it as now it's the beginning of who I'm called to be and who I'm called to walk, what I'm called to walk in. And so that's really the heart of this song. And it's been in our house for, I've had demos listening to it for the last year and a half and just kind of wondering, what's this song going to be? When are we going to release it? What is it going to be on? And initially it didn't feel necessarily a live Sunday morning kind of song. And then as we were piecing together songs for this album that was going to be live, it just felt obvious that this song had to be on it. And then it's cool that it kind of gets to be the song that kind of everything's built around.
Yeah. Is this a song that people have already heard out on the road? Have you been playing it live?
Yes. I went out last fall with Ann Wilson, and we kind of made a decision, even though we knew it wasn't out. I actually recorded the live album. We recorded it the night before I went out on the road with Ann. So it was a busy week, busiest week of my life.
So while you remembered that song nice and fresh, let's go ahead and keep
we
playing
were when the band was there with us, so it was we should just play this song every night. And it was we wanted to sing it because it's fun. People always ask what's your favorite song that you've ever written? And mine's kind of the newest one, honestly, because in some ways it's you get tired, not tired, but you're singing the same songs over and over again. Yeah. Sometimes it can be tiring, but so that fresh song is always the song that's I'm really pumped about. So there was some of that was, let's try this song out just because it's new and it's fresh. But then also I was just kind of interested to see how people connected and if they were able to engage in a song that they'd never heard, and we didn't even have lyrics for on the screen. We just went for it.
Wow.
And it was great. It was so cool to connect with people and play them a new one.
Yeah. So now that Ann's kind of crossing over a little bit
Yeah.
to the countryside, did you see that maybe more secular fans were there that maybe had never heard Josh Baldwin in these venues?
There were definitely people that never heard Josh Baldwin, and they were mostly like 11 and 12-year-old girls that love Ann Wilson. But yeah, those nights were really sweet and so special. And she has, Ann's great, and her whole team is just really kind, and they were so great to just give us a ton of time and just to do whatever you want. Just
and then brought you back out during her set. I saw some
brought
pictures
me back
of you out
out.
there with her.
Yeah, she did a worship song at the end, and we came back out. And her fans and the people that love going to see her are just I don't think I've ever seen a group of people that like are so on board with what an artist is doing and what they're all about. And so anything that Ann loves, they love. So they were so kind to me.
Yeah. Another one of the shows you got to do in 2023. Got to make your Grand Ole Opry debut.
I did.
Do you finally feel like super Nashville now that you got to hit the Grand Ole Opry?
I felt very Nashville that day. That was a shock. I kept thinking, like, my dad drove over from North Carolina to come to it, and which is a big deal. He doesn't leave North Carolina that much, but so he came over and he told me I don't think it was a big deal to me, but I don't think I realized how big a deal it was to like my family. And my dad was talking about my grandfather. Grew up. He just listened to the Grand Ole Opry every time it was on, and it was really special. It was one of those where it wasn't necessarily like a dream come true, because I don't think I didn't dream that big. I didn't that was not within reach of like a guy who. My dream was just I just want to be a worship leader in my little church, and that was kind of where it plateaued for me as far as dreams. So that was above and beyond anything I could have imagined. It was really sweet.
So we're going to get the full album on March 1st as people finally get to listen to these 8 songs. Yeah. What's one you want people to take a super close listen to a few times before they pick their favorite song on the album?
I mean, gosh, it's hard to pick a favorite. It's like, which one's your favorite child,
And then you birth a whole new set and you get new favorites.
You get and then you love those more. The thing I love about these songs is that so many of them came at so many different seasons of life in our family, and there's songs about. There's a song called "My Help" that just came in a season of like just calling on the Lord and asking Him to be my help, and then in that same season, I wrote a song. Kind of wrote it for my wife called "Prince of Peace" when she was going through anxiety, and that one probably feels the most. That one's really special just because of how personal it is to just even my family, and then obviously Made for More, and this song Thank You Jesus it came like last minute, like maybe 3 weeks before we recorded the album. I wrote this one, and it was one of those songs where I was like, okay, this is a song that I'm gonna be singing the rest of my life. I feel like a lot of songs come and there's like seasonal kind of songs, and I'll sing them a lot over a year or two. But then there's a handful of songs like in the past, Evidence. I know that song. I'll sing that song forever. Thank You Jesus really feels like a song that I'll probably lead the rest of my life.
Nice. I feel like sometimes you think that's gonna be the song, and then it's some song you never thought was
right.
gonna be that song.
There's always like a sleeper song in there that you end up doing more. But I think that's what I love about it is like they all came at different moments of our lives and ups and downs of the last couple of years. And then we did the last song on the album is I Speak Jesus, that isn't my song. It's a cover song, and it's but written by my pastor, Dustin, and so that one feels really special because we recorded this album at our church here in Nashville. Hope You See, and so we sing that song a lot there. So it's kind of like a nice bookend to the night to just like okay, let's all just gather around and sing the song that we've sang a million times. So. Yeah. Really sweet.
Well, as a Nashville songwriter, I'm sure you have a bunch of songs in the bank.
Yeah.
When will we see a non-live album? Is that already kind of in the back of your head that you're pushing on your team? Like, let's get another one out.
You know what? It's funny because the other day I sat down. I feel like I do this once I have something recorded or I'm recording it in the process. I start looking at like the bank of other songs or ideas, and I did that the other day, and I already have ideas for the next one, and hopefully the song that I did the last time I was here that's still not out yet. full-grown man. So we'll see. Yeah.
We need people to stream this live album so that you have enough money to go back into the studio and
Please,
push out
yes.
another album.
And yeah, I have children. I have a wife. I have so many things, so many bills.
I love it. The new album is out March 1st. The title track going to be out January 12th. What's the name of the song again?
Made for More.
And that's the album too, Made for More. Go stream it when it's out there. Good hanging with you, Josh.
It's good to be here.
Yeah.